Wait. Thank you. Rolling. 1A, take one. Background action and action.
It's amazing. What kind of student films deal with terrorism, honestly? Well, it's more serious, but it's also just something that you just wouldn't expect college students to do.
In fact, Socrates killed himself by consuming a large dosage in 399 BC. Okay, on the shrooms.
Our script is kind of a dark one.
The film's name is American Terrorist.
It is about a botanist professor at a university who has been dabbling in terrorism.
It's sort of a study of the character, Gary.
Him and his wife are divorced, and so
He's losing the one thing that matters most to him, and it's his son.
he's left alone.
And maybe wants some recognition.
Everything's falling apart.
He is at his breaking point.
And so his one last act of defiance is to turn his weapons on people on his homeland.
The biggest difference with this class from the rest of them is the fact that you're working more in the real world setting or structure of how to make a film.
Because it's a collective. It's everyone's working on one film together as opposed to doing your own project in a group of four.
Greg and Sarah set it up so it would be as realistic to an actual film set as possible, and I don't think any of us expected that.
You're all given specific roles and assignments.
You know, we've done the best to cultivate sort of a professional production.
Day by day, everything that would actually happen on an actual set, we got to experience in a classroom setting.
We meet twice a week for the class, and that's when we basically have time to plan for the shoots those days.
Well, basically each class meeting is our production meetings that kind of prepare us for the week before that. And that's really great because it allows us to really fine-tune and hone in on all the fine details that need to be handled that week before, like props that need to be gotten, props that we already have, we do show and tells if possible.
Our producers, Greg and Maris, they usually like to get updates from us to see where we are as far as preparing for the next shoot.
And then it'll be a lot easier ultimately.
Time is also used for watching dailies. We'll watch dailies after our shoot the weekend before. Having that time to talk about that stuff really makes people feel comfortable coming into set, and also makes them feel like they're able to inject some sort of input that they feel like that we're overlooking, or that that their department's overlooking. So it makes it more of a collective experience.
The banquet scene was the final scene in American Terrorist, where Gary goes and releases the chemical weapon that he had manufactured. He storms in and just goes past everyone and goes and sits up at the front table and puts on the gas mask and releases the weapon. We were shooting for something that was big, but not too big, because we wanted to have it fill and make it actually look like a realistic banquet.
So how was it working with all of the extras?
It was good. I thought it would be a lot more chaotic than it was, but it was really organized.
Do you know what you're going to be doing as an extra?
No, not really.
I might end up dying.
It was nice that we could keep everyone in the same area at all times, so we didn't lose track of people.
All right, you guys are rolling.
It wasn't as chaotic as I thought. Thank God it wasn't.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold you back here for you.
I mean, being on set's like the best thing in the world, but the planning of everything before you get to set's the pain in the ass.
Greg and I are usually the first ones on set.
Getting the whole group together and making this big mechanism that all functions together, camera setup, light setup.
Set deck, props, costumes.
Making sure that our actors are comfortable. I think that when we have time constraints on ourselves to get that scene done, and to get it in before that time, I think that's most exciting.
So you're gonna die. I'm sorry.
I liked that kind of chaotic, hectic time where it's like, you didn't have time to sit. It was go, 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 go.
So we're gonna do a rehearsal with you guys then, okay?
Everything that comes together and making sure that our shot list and the times we put on there come through at the end of the day.
We had complete creative freedom. I mean, from day one, when Jeff and Bob asked for scripts, people could come in with any idea that they wanted, and we did table reads.
So if you have an idea, just go ahead and present it and go from there.
Try to figure out which ones were the best. And so when that day came, people brought scripts, and they were all over the place, different scripts, different ideas, family dramas, like romance dramas, like murder mysteries and everything. And we kind of sifted through all of them, and we eventually came down to 3 of them. We read through those. And then once we read through those, we decided on American Terrorist.
You're given a lot of freedom as a crew to make the film the way you want to make it, and to find a process that works for you. Professors are there to guide us and give suggestions.
I think that's important for them to bring things that we may miss, or bring things that we're not really attuned to.
The scene with the dog in the terrarium is in the opening montage. It's when Gary is in the basement testing out one of his weapons that he's going to send to one of the terror groups.
And so we shot the scene with the dog in a terrarium, and the question was whether or not the dog was mistreated. And so they brought up the question, and then we kind of talked it through.
It was something that was kind of crucial to show at the beginning of the film. It was written in the script in that way that was a really big focal point at the beginning. It was kind of hard to watch, yes, because, who wants to really see that? But that's the point of the film. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. There's always going to be problems, whether it's planning, people's schedules, problems with people. It's inevitable, it's going to happen.
You have to be willing to work with other people. You have to be willing to do all these things that, it's really a different experience. It's not what you think it is. It really isn't. Oh, of course it's been fun. It's always fun making a movie.
It got pretty chaotic at points, but overall, it was an awesome experience.
We're probably going to end up working together again in the future, and we're going to want to, because we know these people can work hard and they can do the job and do it well.
I've learned more from this than any other class I've taken in my 4 years here at MSU.
Leaving school knowing that you've gotten a chance to see what it's like to work on a film shoot that's more than 3 days or more than 2 days.
I think that this class has been a lot of fun and a real eye-opener.
A very good learning experience. I think a needed learning experience too.